If you ask Sean Strickland, female fighters don't belong in the cage.
We need to put women back in the kitchen.
Even talking to Dana White about having women fighting in the UFC a decade ago was the same as offering a devoted Muslim a proper 12 Irish whiskey.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Never? Never.
In recent times, women are well represented in boxing and MMA. As a result, the combat sport has been enriched with numerous interesting bouts, along with some weird, unexpected, awkward, and cringe-worthy moments that are hard to forget. In this video, we will look at the biggest WTF moments in women's boxing and MMA. And if you guys enjoy this video, please subscribe and be the force behind our push to 10,000 subscribers. Let's do this. Yumiko's survival story. Gabby Garcia looks like the female version of Hulk, built like a tank, and man, she can probably beat most of the men on this planet. She could kick my butt for sure. On 2016 New Year's Eve, the scary Brazilian was booked for a fight, and you might think it's someone of her size. Well, not really. The Japanese promoters are known for being fond of freak shows, and this time it was no exception. The brave woman who tried to stop Gabby was Yumiko Hata, a 50-year-old pro wrestler who hadn't won a fight since 1998. Yumiko Hata, known for her experience in wrestling, seemed to switch gears during the match and started behaving like it was a WWE event. However, Gabby Garcia quickly brought her back to reality with some powerful shots. Watching the match, everyone felt a bit uneasy, hoping that the old granny would make it out of the ring unharmed. The whole spectacle lasted 41 seconds, and the granny survived to tell the story to her grandkids. Men versus women Staredown. In men's MMA, attempting to kiss your opponent can be a risky move with potentially dangerous consequences. Just take a look at the unforgettable moment when Yoshihiro Nakao decided to plant a surprise kiss on Heath Herring. Let's just say it didn't go as planned, and Nakao instantly regretted his bold move. Now in women's MMA, the dynamics can be a bit different. While the focus is still on skill and technique, there are moments that bring a unique flavor to the sport. Take these two women as an example. As they go for a stare down, well, things turn a little bit sensual, and the male audience did not complain at all. Man, it looks like they even fell in love with each other. Let us know if these two went on a date after the fight. The Unwanted Kiss. Speaking of which, unfortunately, things don't always go that way in women's combat sport. Take a look at this fake blonde fighter who stole a kiss from her opponent, and she didn't like it. Oh my gosh, lady, at least buy her a drink first. You can see the fighter kept laughing after the whole affair, as she couldn't believe what just happened. Lightning speed performance. Who says that women don't possess men's knockout power in their hands? Try telling that to Siniesa Estrada. The first moment that the bell rang, Estrada went after Miranda Adkins with a lightning speed machine gun-like fire, quickly dispatching the opponent without any sweat. If you are her husband, make sure to wash the dishes before she gets home. Smash or pass? Beth Correa is mainly known for being the bully against Ronda, who kissed the canvas only seconds into that fight. After the fight against Sajara Eubanks, when Joe Martinez declared her the winner, Beth couldn't contain her excitement and treated fans to a weird dance and a bit of twerking inside the octagon. I don't know about you guys, but I would pass. A cop versus Miesha Tate. UFC weigh-ins can be a bit unusual. Many fans, primarily guys, watch fighters on TV, YouTube, or in person as they strip down, step on the scale, and show off their muscles. In one instance at the UFC 196 weigh-in, a police officer seemed to sneak a peek at women's bantamweight champion Miesha Tate during her interview with Joe Rogan. Maybe he was just ensuring she followed the Reebok outfitting rules, or perhaps he wanted to confirm that Tate's underwear matched his favorite orange color. Who knows what was going on? Well, who could have blamed him? Did you resist it? Sometime later, Miesha Tate tracked down that cop and took revenge. Rogan checks Ronda Rousey. Joe Rogan gets it. Men will be men. When that police officer took a quick glance at Miesha Tate during the UFC 196 weigh-in, Joe probably nodded in understanding. After all, if you don't look, you might end up wearing Sean Strickland's famous question, "Are you gay?" It's all in good fun, and sometimes the temptation is just too much to resist. Joe Rogan likely knows that better than anyone. Germaine de Randamie versus a man. If you're a UFC fan, Germaine de Randamie for her controversial victory over Holly Holm, which earned her the UFC championship. But did you know she wasn't just a force in MMA? The Dutch fighter holds an undefeated kickboxing record with a whopping 46 wins. But one of the things that stands out the most in her combat sports career is that she once knocked out a guy. Of course, that dude wasn't any Mirko Krokop in kickboxing, but you can see that the guy knows how to fight. Well, Germaine's gun turned out to be bigger, as she sent the unlucky fella straight to the land of darkness. From stare-down to dancing contest. UFC stare-downs are known for their intensity, where punches could potentially start flying at any given moment. Take the infamous Khabib vs. McGregor face-off, for example, where tensions were high and chaos ensued. On the flip side, women's stare-downs can sometimes take a surprising turn. In the face-off between Paige Van Zandt and Michelle Waterson, instead of the usual intimidating stares, they threw everyone for a loop by breaking into a spontaneous dance on the stage. What was initially expected to be a fierce stare-down turned into a lighthearted dancing contest. Well, maybe John Jones and Daniel Cormier should have taken this as an example, and perhaps a brawl would have never erupted. Towel troubles. There's this memorable moment in Miesha Tate's career when she had to use the towel during a weigh-in to make weight. Now, in a slightly less careful move, one of the girls accidentally let a bit too much of Miesha's upper torso be seen. Sure enough, the only one not thrilled about the situation was Miesha herself, while male fans enjoyed an unexpected view. Unlike Daniel Cormier, Miesha couldn't quite use the same towel trick during weigh-ins due to some obvious reasons, if you know what I mean. Sore loser. In the world of MMA, fighters should remember that it's just a sport after all, and whether in victory or defeat, one should keep the head up regardless of the outcome. However, that wasn't quite the case for Ronda Rousey. After experiencing her first loss, she struggled to accept it and felt a deep sense of shame. She covered her face, avoiding eye contact with those passing by. The Lara Sanko experience. It seems like Senko has made some good moves in her career. She landed a role as an in-cage interviewer for Invicta FC, which led her to a memorable moment opposite Evinger. Who knows if she would have caught the industry leader's attention as quickly as she did. Despite what some camera angles might suggest, Sanko insists the kiss wasn't a publicity stunt, and she wasn't exactly thrilled about it. It wasn't her idea to accept a kiss from Evinger, who had just thrown up after a unanimous decision win over Colin Schneider at Invicta FC 17. Thankfully, Evinger had rinsed out her mouth. As for Sanko, well, she had some prior experience in handling unexpected situations. A female fighter versus a massive dude. In one of the most unusual moments in the sport, female MMA star Darina Mazdiuk managed to defeat YouTuber Grigory Khristyakov, who weighs a massive 240 kilograms in a fight in Russia. Mazdiuk, a professional fighter weighing 62 kilograms, has a solid record of 3 wins out of 4 fights, while Khristyakov, a blogger, boasts nearly 120,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. The fight was a short one, lasting only 90 seconds. Khristyakov came out swinging, trying to chase down the 28-year-old Mazdiuk around the cage. However, Mazdiuk showcased her skills, landing a series of strikes to the head that ultimately dropped her much larger opponent. It's worth noting that Khristyakov had recently undergone a hospital operation and shared that the loss of a friend had motivated him to focus on improving his health. MMA fighter versus a soccer mom. Back in 2015, a shocking video appeared which showed an untrained lady presented as soccer mom Katie Castro getting knocked out cold by a female MMA fighter named Ilima McFarlane during an Explode Fight Series event. The quick knockout just 10 seconds into the fight raised some eyebrows. The video gained so much attention that it caught the California State Athletic Commission's eye, leading to an investigation into unsanctioned MMA fights. Ilima McFarlane, who currently competes in the women's flyweight division of Bellator, demonstrated her skills in the cage, but it was clear that Castro, the untrained soccer mom, wasn't quite prepared for the intensity. The video quickly went viral, with over 1 million views on the XFS YouTube page. People criticized the unsanctioned MMA promotion for allowing an untrained woman to step into the cage against not just a trained fighter, but an elite one like McFarlane. In the world of women's boxing and MMA, we've witnessed some hilarious moments that just can't be forgotten. From unexpected kisses to lightning speed performances, these female fighters sure know how to keep things interesting. So the next time someone questions the place of women in combat sports, just remember that they bring a touch of uniqueness and humor that you won't find in the men's division. Thank you for tuning in, fight fans, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.